Hi, and welcome to my how to refelt a pub type pool table. Now, to save a lot of time, I'm going to show you the progress halfway through and just explain how I got to this position where we are now. So this is the table that is your coin operated machine. First job, get the keys to unlock these. This one's already unlocked and the locks are broken anyhow. And you then lift out your ball mechanism, and what you've got to do is reach in to get the clips. Now you see the top has already been removed from this, and I'll show you that later, but the clips you've got to reach and get are these ones over here. So one here, got to release that one, release this one, release that one, and release that one. Then the tabletop can be lifted up, and it was on these hinges, which obviously I've unscrewed and taken the top off. So lift the top up, get somebody to help and hold the other end, unscrew these hinges, and then the whole top can be lifted off. Then you can remove the slate. It's very heavy, so again you need two of you. You can see just lifts straight off. This particular one seems to be some sort of very heavy resiny material, and the felt has been glued on all the way around. This is the new felt on there at the moment. I did a colour change on it. The original was blue. You can see the rest of the table is blue. Changing it to green. I'm going to repaint the sides. So the way to refelt it, the old one just ripped off fairly easily. You could see where it had been glued, which is all around this edge here. Very thin layer on the top and down to the edge. Felt doesn't go underneath on this one because the slate rests straight on this wood. Here the felt does bend underneath. You make little cuts right underneath there so you can bend the felt and stretch it underneath. The way this was relayed is I glued this edge first, folded back the felt, used solvent based contact adhesive, put some adhesive onto the slate first on this edge, then while the felt was folded back, put the glue on the felt, waited a couple of minutes, stretched it sideways, pushed it down, pushed it into place, and then trimmed off with a Stanley knife, trimmed off the bottom. Once I'd done that side, I then went over to this side, gave it a good stretch, similar thing, glued it over, pushed it around the pockets, then did the sides that are left, which are these ones, so folded them over again, did both sides together at the same time this time. So no glue on the top around here because that's where the ball's going to travel, but glue around that edge and underneath for those, whereas here glue a little bit on the top because they're shielded by the cushion anyhow, and nothing underneath. And then when it comes to gluing, pull it over. In fact, this one I stretched both sides together and pushed both sides over, and then worked my way up, pushing and pulling. Once you get to a position, once you get to the right position, you can pull and push it down, and the contact adhesive will stick straight away. And that's how you do the rest of it. And a little bit trimming around the pockets, as I say, little cuts underneath. Careful not to go too far. You can see the remnants of a little bit of a cut there that's come up. Not ideal, but you probably won't see that. This one's a better covering. So that's the felt. The tricky bit on this particular table is working out how to refelt the cushions. Nothing I've seen on the internet gave me a clue how to do that, so I worked that out and I'll show you that now. So I've lifted the top off and it's in the other room. So I've just got here. So here's the top placed upside down. Some of the pockets have been removed. In fact, the wood was a little bit broken, so we've got to do some repair on the wood. If you've got any problem like this, see where the wood's broken, I would suggest putting contact adhesive on here and underneath the wood, and then actually gluing the plate in position, which will hold the corner a lot stronger. I think that's already been done by somebody on those corners. So, how to remove the cushions. well, first you can see the felt is stapled down on the underneath position. So one thing you will need to do at some time is to remove the staples. So a little screwdriver, start pulling up the staples like that, and then get a pair of pliers like these are ideal. Just give it a twist and off they come. So you do that all the way along. Won't do the rest of it now, I'll do that later. So the tricky thing, and if we look at this broken section, you can see how it all went together. Let's take that off for a minute. Now we did have the felt rolling around on the top, tucked into this piece of wood. Tricky thing was to work out how this piece of wood came off. The rubber's come loose as well, that's just glued back on with contact adhesive, we'll do that later. And so, how are these cushions kept on? Well, if we look here, we've got screws. They're underneath these metal cover strips. So remove the cover strips. Let's do it on this one over here. Screwdriver. Right, let's just take the cover strip off. There's only a few screws. Okay. Hello. There we go. So holes here. Change our screwdriver a bit. Flat edge blade. Just pop it in here. Get it to catch. There we go. Unscrew it. So we feel it's nice and loose. Quite difficult to get down here. See where the screw is. You keep screwing until you hear it clicking. That's it, come to the end of the thread. Yeah, that's probably it. See, now the cushion has come detached, and you see how it's held on with these screws screwing down into these little plates with threads on. There seems to be a spare one there. And then you can get to the other staples. Remove these staples and you'll get to a piece of wood. It looks like this one, and it's just a matter of recovering with the felt. So I suggest starting on one edge, staple it down, stretch it, staple both ends. So start off with a fully stretched felt, then maybe go and felt the corners. So you need to pull it over and stretch it round, similar to this one. This is the old one I'm going to remove, take off, but this is a position you've got to get to. So should be pretty straightforward. And any other tricky bits? You just need somebody to help you lift the lid off and on. You can see where the hinges went on this one, over there, there and there, and that's where the catches attach. There and there. So all I've got to do is glue these on, contact adhesive on those, some in there, could use wood glue, but that should be it. Right, thanks for watching.